a brand new episode of the Iron Phantom's Black Book. I am your host, the Iron Phantom, and this episode I am going to tell you a horror story. Now, this one is a sequel. Yes, a sequel. So, if you are unfamiliar with the first installment, then I will be sure to leave a link to it in the cards in the cards above, because in this it is important that you see or at least listen to the first one before you hear this one that I'm about to tell you. So, let us begin. This story is called The Twisted Talon Part II. I hope you enjoy it. After Gina was charged with murder and the case then being closed and she being sectioned for insanity, Detective Revel, who found the Twisted Talon from the seat where he interrogated her, takes it home with him. His wife, who does not acknowledge him much, he says, "How was your day?" She then says, "Really, James? You ask me how is my day? You know how it's been." "Oh, come on, my dear. It has been a year since he passed. I know it's a difficult thing, especially for the mother, but our son is gone. It was an accident and we can't do anything." "That's the thing with you, isn't it, James? It is an accident. How can you just say that about your own son? The driver was driving beyond the speed limit, yes, and I arrested him. And he got banned from driving. I can't do any more. I have to do it by the book." Then James takes the Talon upstairs to his office, looking at a photo of his son. Then he feels the presence of something unpleasant. He then turns around and calls out, "Who is there?" Then he hears a voice in his head saying, "Twist." He then twists the Talon to the left. That is when he summons the demon Paruga. James then says, "Wait, who are you? What are you?" The demon then says, "Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Pyruga, and you have twisted the Talon round, meaning now I will grant you 3 wishes. No, how do I know this is real? I'm overworking. I've been working hard on that case with the young girl, Gina, who had her friends killed in that old man's house and brutally killed her stepfather. No, she wished all of that, except for her friends and the old man. That was pure accidental, but she made a wish. I granted it her. Tell me, you miss your son, don't you?" Jason says, "Don't you dare bring my child into this. I can bring him back for you." "What do you mean you can bring him back? I am a demon. I grant wishes. Have you not heard of me, the demon Pyruga?" Think about what I have said, and when you're ready to make your wishes, I will be waiting. James then gets onto his computer and does his research, typing in the name Paruga, finding things out about this demon, that he's one of the 9 Logoris children, and was once a miracle angel, but was tempted into evil and became corrupt. Saying to anyone that finds a talon that he chose from a vulture, he made the talon a summoning tool, so whoever is desperate seeks their needing, he will grant it in exchange for their soul. But if the 3 wishes are not fulfilled, then he may not take the soul. Then, looking at a picture of his son, Andrew, he then goes to his wife and says, "Joyce, I know you miss our son, Andrew, but you'd give anything to have him back here with us, won't you?" "Yes," said Joyce. "If I have to sell my soul, I want him back." Then, later that night, James goes out of bed and downstairs and twists the talon. He then summons Paruga once again. Paruga saying, "Are you ready for your wish? Did you take into consideration what I said?" "Yes. I want my son back." "Tell me," Paruga asked, "what happened?" "It was around a year ago. We was playing football in a park, and I kicked the ball onto the road and he went to get it. That is where he was hit by a drunk driver. If only I had not kicked the ball that hard. I just wish I had him back and I could see him grow." "You wish that you could see your son grow when he was here?" "Yes." "Very well then. You made your wish." Paruga then snaps his fingers and his eyes light up brighter. And he sees his son saying, "Dad, Andrew, you're alive." "I know I am, Dad." Then Joyce comes downstairs and says, "What is going on here?" And then, in a big shock, she says, "No, I must be dreaming." "You're not dreaming, Mom. I'm here." She then cries in relief, hugging her son, saying, "How are you alive? It's a miracle." Then James then says, "I prayed and wished for a miracle, and it was answered. But listen, no one can know about our son, at least not yet. He's alive, but we need to think of something to explain this. Let me try and think of a story to cover this. How did you get him back? And whatever you tell me, it's got to be the truth," says Joyce. James says, "I got this." "What is that, a vulture's claw?" "It is a talon. I did some research. Thousands of years ago, a demon who was an angel that performed miracles took this talon and made it an object of summoning. So if you twist it, he will call and grant you 3 wishes. But after the 3 wishes, he then wants your soul. You made a deal with this demon? Yes, but he got our son back. He must be wanting to be good. I mean, he was once an angel. Maybe he wants to try and get that back. Anyway, I will not make the 3rd wish, because that is when I will have to give my soul, and I don't plan on doing so. But I wish I knew how to make a cover story for this work. Paruga then appears and says, all you need to do is twist that talon and grant, and my wish to you will be granted. Go on, twist it. You know you want to. James then, out of temptation, twists the talon. Then the next day, on the local news, it's reported that a young boy, Andrew Revel, said to have been killed a year ago by a hit-and-run driver. Turns out he was in a coma for a year and has awoken and made a full recovery. With everyone believing that story. He then found that he had everything back to how it was, his wife talking to him again, and his son. For a few days he had everything that he could desire, and did not wish to make a 3rd wish. Paruga then saying, I want that 3rd wish. I'm sorry, but I don't need anything else. Paruga then said, don't forget, I gave you this, I can take it away. No, you will not, said James. James then puts the talon in a box and puts it on top of a shelf, where he will never be tempted to use it again. Later on, as he sleeps, James then hears someone in his room. He calls out saying, who's there? He turns on the light and is greeted by his son Andrew. His son Andrew says, hi Dad. Only this time he is aged. From being 9 years old, he has aged a whole 10 years. Joyce waking up and screaming in shock. She sees their son, now a teenager. They ask, how is he a teenager? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on, said James. Then James gets the talon out of the box. There he summons Paruga again and says, what the fuck have you done to my son? Said James. Paruga then says, you wished that you could have him back. Yes, I did. You also wished you could see him grow up. You didn't say how he should grow up. I'm just going with, well, my own assumptions. You wish you could see him grow up. Now you can. I've given you, son, 10 years. No, it is not what I wished for. Then he then puts the talon away and says, you will not get a wish out of me. Now fix this. A wish is a wish. What said is said, Paruga. Then, out of a rage, he then goes out. The very next morning, he tracks down Gina, who is now in a mental hospital. He visits her and says, we need to talk. What about? Said Gina. This talon. What is it? Where did you find it? Gina said, Me and my friends, we were looking into an old man's house. An old man who won the lottery. He died and he was a hoarder. And he explained to me that he had the talent before I did, and he made a wish. 3 wishes. Hold on, this old man. Was his name Garrett by any chance? Yes, Mr. Garrett. He died. He fell onto a... He fell and onto a glass table and died. Yes. He said that this demon Paruga, he grants wishes, but you have to be so specific when you make the wish. The old man wished that he won the lottery. And then he wished that his wife could lose weight. Wait, his wife died of cancer. I know. The demon Paruga made her sick so she'd lose the weight. Also, when he was dying, Paruga gave him a wish, wishing he could not die. That is when I saw him again, and that is when he blew it up, the house. He experiences hell for what seems like an eternity. Where is this old Mr. Garrett now? If he's wished that he couldn't die and he keeps coming back. I don't know. Gina then says, I wish I could help you even more. But then James says, wait, you want to get out of here, don't you? I can get you out. How? Help me with this. And I promise I will fix this for you. This demon has wronged us both. Wait, you made wishes too? Yes. I wish that I had my son back and I could see him grow up. Now he is back and he's aged 10 years. He was 9 years old when he died. He would have been 10, but now he's aged 10 years and I'm scared. Then, with a few pulled strings, James gets Gina out of the mental hospital. And then she takes him to what was once Mr. Garrett's house, now burnt down. Gina says, come on. James says, wait, why? If he is alive, then he has to be here. Then they go into the burnt, run-down house, and in a burnt-up armchair they see a man sitting in it. It is Mr. Garrett. He says, so you're back again. I see that you've fallen victim to the Talon as well. What are you talking about? You should be dead, I know. I wished that I could live. Only Paruga made it so that I could never die, and when I do, I experience hell for what seems like an eternity before coming back. Trouble is, he always makes me feel so bad, and I feel the urge to off myself every time I come back. He has my soul. He doesn't have yours, though, I see, young lady. No. I exchanged my asshole stepfather's soul for mine. And that is how you get out of it. But odds are, when you do, Paruga will find a way to make your life a misery. I wish I could help you, but now I must go. What do you mean? Then Garrett pulls out a gun and puts it to his temple, and before they could stop him, he shoots, killing himself. You heard him say, Gina. We have to stop Paruga. Then James comes home, and his wife, she then says, what is happening to our son? He then looks and he says, Andrew? Yes, father. You are a middle-aged man now. I know. It's like you get to see me grow up. What's happening to me, Dad? I'm scared. Listen, son. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix it all. Paruga then appears before Joyce, Andrew, James, and Gina. Paruga says, James Revel, detective, husband and father, are we ready for our third wish? Then James says, you can have my soul, just please fix this, make my son right. I can't undo anything now. It's a wish that has been fulfilled. Please, take my soul. Do what you want with it. Just let my son back to how he was. Are you wishing that? Then Gina says, no. Listen, Paruga. Ah, Miss Gina. I trust you're enjoying keeping your soul. Yes, but you made my life hell. You ruined me. So, if you want a soul, take mine. I have nothing left to lose. Gina, it is okay, James. I should have done this before. Take my soul. You want it, you can have it. Not until Revel here makes his wish. Very well then, said James. I wish that everything was back to how it was before all this. I wish I had my son back to how he was. I just wish that I never found that Talon. You're making a wish here that you can't undo. Are you sure you want your son back to how he was? Yes, my little boy. I want to remember him as he was, not now. Not as a middle-aged man. Very well then. Come, Gina. Your soul is mine now. But, of course, you should be careful what you wish for. Paruga then snaps his fingers and his eyes light up red. Then, all of a sudden, Andrew is gone. Joyce then says, where is Andrew? Where is he? I don't know. Where is my boy? Gina then says, I am so sorry, but you weren't specific enough. I guess when you said you wish he could be back to how he was, you didn't tell him that you wanted him to be back as a little boy. So he's dead again? Joyce then collapses in grief, saying, you killed our son again. No, Joyce, please. You killed our boy. I did not. Wait. Why am I still here, said Gina. She then gets the talon and twists it. And then Paruga is summoned. She then says, I thought you wanted my soul. I do have it. But you get to have a nice life first. It's only when you're dead you get to enjoy my realm. Then Joyce grabs the talon and twists it all the way around, saying, I wish I had my son back. I wish you could bring him back right now. My 9-year-old son, alive and well. Oh, eager to make a wish, are we? Very good. Then Paruga's eyes glow red and snaps his fingers, bringing Andrew back. As an 8-year-old, he then says, Mummy, what is going on? Why am I a boy again? It is okay. You're okay now. James then says, Joyce, do you realize what you've done? You've just made a wish, meaning you need to make 2 more. I'm not going to make 2 more. Because here's what's going to happen, Paruga. This is what you're going to do now. I wish that you would go away and never come here again. And then for my 3rd wish, I wish that you could then go and someone who is useless, who is full of greed, someone who doesn't deserve a soul, finds you. That is my wish. Your last 2 wishes made in 1. You wish I could go away. Then Paruga disappears. Joyce then says, what's happened? You wished Paruga would go away, and then I guess he's going to fill the 3rd wish, whatever it is. But wait, he'll want your soul. You mean he has my soul now? I'm afraid so. You didn't think things through. Now Paruga has 2 souls. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the world, in a prison, an emotionless man sits in his cell on a bed. Then, out of nowhere, something drops at his foot. He picks it up and it is a talon. On the talon is a note saying, twist me. He then twists, and there he summons Paruga. Paruga then says, so I can see you don't have a soul. You look like a mindless serial killer. The man then says, yes, what of it? Paruga then says, do you have any regrets in life? Only that I got caught, said the man. I like you. My name is Paruga's Lagora's son, and I am a demon. I can actually help you. You look evil enough. Tell me, how would you like to be my apprentice? Does it involve killing? It can result in death, yes, but it will always end where you take a soul. Then, the prisoner then stands up and says, as he smiles menacingly, I accept. Then, they both shake hands, making an agreement, as the prisoner becomes the Wishing Demon's apprentice. Did you enjoy that one? Did it give you chills? Was it as good as the previous story if you've heard it? Do let us know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the official Random Horror YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. All of the social media links are linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all of that out. I have been your host, the Iron Phantom, and I will be back soon telling more creepy tales to tap your fears. So, until next time, don't have nightmares.